Yeah. We sending this one out to all the ladies.
Hey everybody, this is Jade back with another journal with me, and I think that we're up to episode 21 now. So I am completing my March intro page, and again, just like in February, I had a little trouble trying to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. I had another idea in mind, completely different idea in mind, and realized that that idea would probably be much more appropriate for the month of April. So was stuck with trying to figure out what I wanted to do for March. So again, I just gave it up to God and was like, hey, I need some inspiration here. And what's funny is actually before I even did that, I had been seeing pandas like everywhere lately, like all over everything. And finally I was scrolling through, I don't know, was I scrolling through Instagram? I was either no, what happened? Okay, I was watching this show. Have you guys seen this show? It comes on E. It's called #Dating No Filter. And it's basically akin to the People's Couch, where people used to sit on the couch and watch television shows and make comments. Oh, I love that show. I wish it would come back. Anyway, they are watching these people go on dates, like blind dates, and they're like these comedians, and then they're like commenting on it, and it's hilarious. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It's on E. Called #Dating No Filter. And one of the ones I was watching, this girl on her date had this little panda stuffed animal, and that's when it hit me. It was like, oh, I'm gonna do a panda scene. So that's what I came up with. So I kind of got this vision in my head of how I wanted it to look, and I wanted the panda to kind of be laying down on a bamboo branch. So that's what you see here, my inspiration. That's what I got. Yeah, this is not working out here, this branch, the way I like. So I change it up a little bit, and as you can see, I'm doing a little bit struggling. It's just not looking the way that I wanted to. So I'll end up erasing all of that and just extending the branch, and end up putting like leaves coming off the bottom of it. So, which to me ends up looking a lot better than what I was trying to do previously. And I like the way it curves, indicating that the panda's weight is kind of weighing down that part of the branch there. So once I'm done getting the panda part and his little background, I guess you could call it, and I start penciling in the March, the name of March, the March spread, whatever you want to go title. There you go. So that's what I'm doing here, and just trying to get proportions right. I don't know why I get so about stuff, but low-key perfectionist, man, and things just gotta be right in my eyes. And so yeah, getting all of that penciled in, and here I decide that I am going to add a little bumblebee, just as another indication of March and spring being on its way, because I am like completely and totally over winter. I am not, even though it's funny, I'm a winter baby. I was born in winter, but I can't stand it. Like, I'm over the dreariness. I'm over the sun not being out on a regular basis. I'm over all this rain. It's been raining a lot in my area. I'm over the cold. Like, I'm sick of it. So I'm like, March, let's go. So here I am, just taking my .3 uni pen and doing the usual, getting my spread inked up to be colored in and all of that. And again, I like to do it in a thinner stroke at first, go over in a thin stroke, which is why I'm using the .3 uni pen, and then I'll go back over it later in a thicker pen. And as usual, guys, I will definitely link all of the materials that I can, that I've used below, in case anybody's interested in any of them. So and I keep it simple this time with the coloring, and I'll say what I mean in just a second. Here I'm putting like little circles to kind of make it look like polka dots, just because even though the pandas aren't spotted, they have spots of color, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's what I did there. And so now I'm just taking some cheap, you can get at Walmart, Crayola brand colored pencils and coloring in my scene with those. I've been trying different stuff to see what I like. So I actually ended up really loving these color pencils, and to me they did a better job. I did a better job with these coloring and getting the color to come off the page better with these Crayola pencils than I have with like the ones that cost a little more, like the Faber-Castells and the what's this one? Let me check. The Prismacolors. Now what I did realize is I started kind of doing a lighter layer or less heavy-handed layer first, and then I would go back over it again, heavier, and the pigment and darker, and like I would do it a little harder. I would color it a little harder after going over it lightly first, and you'll see that here. I'm kind of just outlining the arm, and I'll put a light layer down first, and you'll see when I start pressing harder and getting it that color in, and just I found that doing it that way, the color just really see, I'm going harder now, it really just pops off that page. And this is with Crayola brand colored pencils, guys. So I think I will try that technique in the future with my more expensive brands and see if I get the same or better results. I don't even know what made me, I think maybe I must have watched somebody and kind of sort of filed that information away. I don't know, but I really love the way the coloring came out in this piece this month. So very cool. And those extra pencil lines you see, I had it marked off where I wanted to add in like the shadows. I actually ended up really liking the way the shadow looked on the foot, but not on the mouth area or the bottom area. And I was actually supposed to do that at the bottom of the belly as well. You see me trying to fill it in, but I put that white color pencil down first, and it made it a little harder, so it's not exactly perfect. And I don't really care for the way that the shadow ended up on the front part of the panda. So, but I mean, overall, it still looks pretty cute. I don't know. I just don't know if that looks realistic in the front part. Anywho, a little moving on. At the moment, I am filling in the color for the bamboo branch, and so I'm just again doing a light color first, going over it lightly first, outlining, and then I will go back in and do a press harder and get that darker color. So it's almost like kind of like when you paint, kind of like putting it on in layers, and I think that's probably what's helping it to come off the page a little more and just make it look more vibrant. So I'm loving it. And yeah, so that's just basically what I'm doing here, guys, with my colors. If you have any comments or questions about any of this, leave those below. And yep. Oh, and for those of you interested, I do have, since I'm getting into March, I did do my February Fibonacci flip, and that is, or creative journal, whatever you want to call it, that is live on my it's live on my channel now. I'll link that somewhere here, and I'll also link the previous Journal with Me episode in case you're interested in that as well. So you'll see it either pop up up top, or I'll have it linked below. Here I'm just filling in the darker parts of the bamboo branch and making the leaves a little darker than the branch part of it. Time to go back over the white part, and my camera cut off, and when I colored in the M, and I'm glad I caught it, because it would have sucked if I wasn't able to get the rest of this on camera. So now you just see me filling in with the golden yellow, the same color that I used for the B, just going over the letters with that golden yellow, and doing, of course, the light coloring in first, and then going back over it, pressing harder and making that color darker. And once I'm done, I'll start filling in the polka dots. And once it's actually complete, I'm still not sure how I feel about the polka dots, but it is what it is, and I actually overall really love the way that it turned out. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that pencil sharpener that I'm using, I got that on sale, on clearance actually, I think from Hobby Lobby when they were doing that clearance stuff last year. It's called a Coom pencil sharpener, and people were raving about it, so I was like, okay, I'll try it. I don't see where it's really very much different than any other pencil sharpener like this that I've tried, but if I can find it online, I'll link that one below as well. I mean, I do like that it has the double edges, so like you can have either the long point or the short sharp point, whatever. So, but I mean, as far as it being much different from any other manual pencil sharpener that I've used, I don't really see much of a difference, to be honest with you. So here I am just going over outlining. I filled in the polka dots with the black colored pencil. So now I'm re-outlining everything with a thicker stroke, and I think actually this time I'm using my 0.8, which is the thickest one that I have in that uni pen pack that I use, and I really love this point. So I usually use either the 0.5 to make my thicker strokes, and sometimes I pull out my 0.8. I like them both, but I really do like that 0.8. It just, again, it helps to make, once you go over everything, it helps to make the colors just come off that page and like, wow. So yeah, I'm just going over everything that I drew again with my 0.8 uni pen, and that is like gonna finish up this piece. So if you have any comments or questions about anything, guys, definitely leave those below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And we're gonna finish up here fairly quickly. I appreciate you stopping by. If you like this content, please consider subscribing, like the video, and hit the bell to get my notifications. I post Mondays and Fridays. So thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.